Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show called Joey Answers Your Questions, the show. In today's episode, we're answering your questions. Big surprise there. And let's just jump into it. Samir says, "Hey Joey, hope this message finds you well. Permission to vent.
Permission granted.
I found myself in this very interesting transitional point in my life. I'm in my early 20s, and I'm starting to have more and more thoughts of the future resurface to my conscious thoughts. I've been dying to document / express my current thoughts / emotions, possibly post them on YouTube, to then be able to look back on in several years' time. But I've been finding it rather difficult to shake the thoughts of inadequacy, shame, and worry as to what others will think, and if they'll even care for what I have to say. Pragmatically speaking, what would be your preferred method of action to overcome the fear and uncertainty to speak my truth freely and unapologetically? Much love from Florida." Raquel says, "Something I do is just film a video once a year where I talk to my future self and give them a recap of where my life is at now. I think the idea of talking to myself helps me not make it weird." Rafael says, "Pues simplemente hazlo, tomo acción. Yo pensé hacer lo mismo de grabar, pero aún sigo sin hacer nada. Solo pienso y pienso." I have no idea what any of that means, by the way. Yeah, honestly, I just feel like you need someone to give you a nice kick in the butt.
I'm gonna kick your butt.
It might be comforting to know this and might also be discouraging depending on how you look at it, but when you post these videos, hardly anybody is going to watch them initially. You know, the odds that suddenly it takes off and goes viral is very low. So you've got to kind of have the mindset you're basically talking to nobody when you post these videos, unless you post them to your social media following, like your friends and family, and you're afraid of them judging you or something like that. But in my experience, that's almost never the case. People really respect people who are able to hop in front of the camera and be very honest. There's a certain power to being on camera. You know, there's a certain legitimacy that people give you automatically when you're somebody who's in front of a camera. It's a weird experience, but it is nonetheless true. I feel like if it is true to you, unless it's some horribly bizarre take and it's actually evil. If it's not that, which it's probably not anything crazy, then you have absolutely nothing to worry about. I think you honestly just need to have courage and post a video knowing that basically, A, it doesn't have to be perfect, and B, no one's really going to watch it initially. I feel like just do it. And I hope to see you in the comment section next week saying that you did it. It's my personal challenge to you. Just post the video, share your thoughts, bite the bullet, press the upload button, and I'll see you in a week. And also, just to touch on that, the thoughts of inadequacy, shame, and worry as to what others will think, that will fade the second that you press the upload button, because you'll realize no one's really judging you. Say Krishnan says, "So I have a question. Actually, it's my life itself." Oh, damn. "I'm 19 years old, but I still live like I'm 9 years old." Shit, dude. "While my friends hang out and travel, I'm too scared to go out on my own and to live like my age. It still is a big step for me. I realize not one of my friends has some respect for me because of this and my ventings. I'm naturally left out. Now I don't even know how to make this a question. It's just me venting again." Dude, you got to get out of your head. You're way too cerebral about this whole thing. I realize that not one of my friends has some respect for me because of this. Well, first of all, what kind of friends are those? And second of all, how do you know that? You know, I feel like you're cerebralizing your entire existence and you're sitting there, and that happens a lot when you're not taking action and you're not doing things. So I don't want to pretend like I know anything about your situation, but you really need to get out of your head and start doing things without thinking about them. I don't know. You're also getting the impression that all your friends are traveling and having a much better time than you. How much time do you spend on social media? You know, my friends aren't hanging out and traveling everywhere all the time. Most people are locked inside and living boring lives just like I am. So yeah, it seems like you are way too caught up in what other people are doing. You don't really like the lifestyle that you're living, But I think you need to cut out that comparison altogether. Do not think about what other people are thinking of you. And the easiest way to do that is to start becoming very busy and invested in your own project. Don't compare yourself to others and just do what you want to do, or not like a comfortable thing. If you want to play video games all day, I'm not saying just play video games all day, but challenge yourself to take on a project that you know that's good for you and that's meaningful to you. Maybe that's starting to go work out and start to get stronger. Maybe that's, pursuing that hobby that you think is kind of nerdy or something, but you want to get good at it. Like, start living life for you and what you want to do and what you think will give your life meaning. Things that are interesting to you. Stop comparing yourself to others so much, because clearly a lot of your feelings of inadequacy come from a huge comparison complex. Stop doing that.
Stop that!
Try to assess with yourself, sit down with a good pen and paper, and try to figure out what things you're interested in and try to get good at those things. Do not let your decisions be influenced whatsoever by what people could potentially think about you for doing those things. That's my advice based on the context. I obviously don't know the bigger picture, but you really got to stop comparing yourself to others. There's hair everywhere. Next question is from Tabish Khan, self-improvement and effectiveness. Hi, Mr. Buffalo Mel. Uh-oh, shit, they found my other channel. Just a general question. What do you say? Hold on. Before I go on to this, I just want to make sure there's nothing absolutely compromising on Buffalo Melon. We're gonna figure this out together. This is an ancient channel of mine. Donald Trump addresses the World Trade Center terrorist attack. Yeah, that could be very compromising. Yeah, I don't think there's anything like compromising on this channel. So, what about this one? This is my old vlog channel. We're kind of on a tangent here. Buffalo Melon 2. Yeah, nothing super compromising.
Ravioli.
I don't know if any of you need to see that, but welcome to my life. Welcome to what I've been doing on YouTube, what I had been doing on YouTube pre-Better Ideas. And there's actually way older channels than that. That's that I'm definitely not going to, because there could be some really, really compromising stuff there. My sense of humor has changed dramatically since then. Hi, Mr. Buffalo Melon. Just a general question. What do you say to people that don't feel like they have a passion in life? One of the most common self-improvement advice that gets thrown around is to pursue what you're passionate about. The underlying assumption always is that every single person has a certain thing that they extremely love doing more than anything else, but instead they're choosing to throw their life away working in an unrelated job. But is it really the case that everyone has such a passion? I know a lot of people that just don't necessarily have any passion as such. Do most people not fall into this category? And also, what if the said passion, assuming it exists, is not as monetizable? What are those people to do? Yeah, dude, I'm totally with you there. I don't think that nobody has a passion. I think most people have multiple passions, multiple things that they're interested in and things that give their life meaning. And that can be as simple as your friends and family. That can be as simple as building toy race cars, some RC cars, and racing them around. I don't know what people are into. Most people have things that they're interested in and things that they're excited to do when they wake up in the morning, or things that generally tickle their fancy. You could consider these things passions. And you're right, not all of them are monetizable. People need to start pursuing opportunity rather than need to, feel the need to chase their passion all the time. I think Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs said that, you should chase opportunity and not your passion. I think the goal in life should be, as I've said multiple times, I think even on this channel, is to become a passionate person and bring that passion with you into whatever your job is or all the areas of your life. Oh, hey, Joel. I just realized there's a toilet in the background of my video. That's not good. Strive to live a well-rounded life and gain as many experiences as possible. Your job only accounts for like one slice of the pie, in your overall wellness, well-being, and happiness pie. Your job is only a slice of that pie. And this conventional wisdom of needing to find your passion, needing that slice of the pie to be, the most enjoyable thing in the world that gives your life so much meaning, I think it's kind of dumb, to be honest. Not everyone has that luxury. Instead, what you should do is pursue opportunity. Obviously, if you hate your job, I hate it. Like, you morally disagree with what you do on a day-to-day basis, maybe you should consider switching careers. But ultimately, you should strive to become a passionate person and bring that passion with you in whatever domain you're in. A lot of that is mindset, practicing gratitude, and I think I kind of went over this in the last video, so this is just an extension of that, the DLC of that thought. Sarah says, when he ignores the slug story comment from last video. Check the subreddit, then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. Oh yeah, I think it's important to address the slug story. It's a pretty funny story. It's not like a life-changing story, but it is one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me. I was talking to my sister Sarah, I think it was Sarah Hanner, who said, I don't know why you think it's so embarrassing. But it's pretty embarrassing. However, it's probably only like the second or third most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. Anyways, I want to do a better job of telling it. I was actually scouring my Google Drives and Dropboxes for a speech that I gave in a public speaking class in university in which I told the slug story, and I think it'd be cool to have that archival footage. Still looking for it. I cannot find it, but at the very least, I think it might be cool to just, I don't know, make it a dedicated video and really just do a good job of telling that story rather than just sneaking it in to one of these videos. So just stay tuned for that. I haven't forgotten about it. And a lot of you were bugging me about it last video. So it's coming. It's coming. Allison Bettner says, I recently moved to... Excuse me. This is a little bit congested. I recently moved into a mid-level position at work. No more entry level. And I'm struggling with having the confidence to make decisions and lead others. I often worry that others are thinking, who does she think she is? I know that most people aren't thinking that hard about it and mostly wrapped up in themselves. I wonder what your thoughts are on trusting your instincts and judgment and not worrying about what other people think. See, you're already on the right track. You already know that most people don't really think about you. They're just thinking about themselves. You recently moved into a mid-level position. Yeah, honestly, just walk the walk. I feel like by being in that position longer, you can be comforted in knowing that you will start to develop confidence with telling other people what to do. It's always going to feel a little bit unnatural at first. And that's why I think that, you know, fake it until you make it is actually pretty good advice. Not necessarily that you're faking it per se, but anytime that you practice a certain thing for a long enough period of time, say like you're getting into carpentry, it's going to feel unnatural for you at first. You're not going to feel like a carpenter right away. But after a long enough timeline, that just is what you are. You've developed the natural skills for a long enough period of time that you can consider yourself a carpenter, perhaps even a really good one. You know, the same can be said for whatever position that you're in. You're going to feel a little bit awkward about telling people what to do at the start, right off the get-go. Gecko. But that will become increasingly natural to you as you grow into a leadership role. Just don't sweat it, I would say. You know, you're not doing anything wrong. You don't need to adopt like a new mindset. Just know that with time, you'll be way more comfortable at telling people what to do. You'll wake up one day and realize, wow, I'm actually a leader. I actually had a very similar thing in university. I was in a student leadership position. In my first 2 years, I thought I didn't apply for any student leadership positions because I didn't really consider myself a good leader. But through my student leadership position, by the end of the year, I started realizing that I actually had really good leadership skills and people were coming to me with advice, and I felt like a leader because I was a leader. I was doing leadership things and people started treating me like a leader. So yeah, it's honestly just a time and a practice thing. So good luck with that. I hope you kill it in your new position, Allison. Life is good for Grace. That's good. It says, hey Joey, there is a question at the end of the paragraph, I promise. Huge fan of both your channels and their individual aesthetics. Both are excellent sources of content, and I'm really glad you're doing what you're doing. Oh, thank you. Life is good for Grace. I'm assuming your name is Grace. That's my expert detective work right there. So at this point in my life, I've tried a lot of different habits, routines, mindsets, and attitudes, etc. And I'm happy to say that some have stuck. Oh, that's good. Sticking to my values has been a good way for me to stay on track. I would say that I'm good, doing well in life, achieving goals, not sleeping 15 hours a day, and spending the other 9 hours watching Netflix about 85% of the time. You know, that's really good. Over the years, that percentage has gotten bigger, and the time in between slumps has gotten longer. So I can get out of them typically between 1 to 3 business days, but the slumps still happen. My questions for you are, does this happen to you? And what's your take on it? Do you have any suggestions for staying on track longer / possibly forever? Thanks in advance. I think that there is no way to completely eliminate a slump for the rest of your life and never be in a down period ever again. Like, we're not machines, we're humans.
Or are they?
Every single day is going to be, you're going to have varying levels of hypedness for your work. You know, some days you're going to be super energetic, and maybe that energetic state will last days and days and days. But you're always going to come down from that. It's just sort of the ebb and flow of energy in the human system, whatever the hell that means.
What did he say?
I don't know. Something about his nose?
But it's true. It's observably true. So I would say that the fact that you get into a 1 to 3 business day slump is extremely normal. I would say one thing that you could do if you want to improve those numbers.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Be hyper aware of sort of the things that lead you into the slump, like the precursors. And usually that is burnout or stress, or, you know, pushing yourself a little bit too hard to the point where your primal brain sort of rejects the tyranny you're imposing upon it and says, you know what, I don't want to do any of this stupid work anymore. I'm going to go just, you know, watch Netflix for a couple of days. And that can be a very subtle feeling. Sometimes you might not think that you're pushing yourself too hard, but you actually are. You can remedy that with self-talk. And I talked about this in the previous video, but it's almost just checking in with yourself to see whether you're holding a lot of tension in your body and you're just super pent up, or you're more irritable around people. You need to just kind of monitor your emotions and try to figure out whether you are overloading yourself too hard, because sometimes it can be very subtle. So I would say the actionable thing that you should do is just get in the habit of monitoring your emotions and checking in with yourself daily, even just to see where you're at and to see whether you're pushing yourself too hard or whether or not you should kind of take it easy and, you know, do 75% of your usual workload in a given day, just to, you know, relax a little bit. Proactivity rather than reactivity, I think, is your answer. Okay, so let's check the meme page. The r/better ideas. I don't need any PC/Mac to showing people, look at me. I'm a productive person. Others, triple monitor setup. Me, triple book setup. Hell yeah. Triple book setup is underrated. Way cheaper too. Unless that's a university textbook, because that would be probably double the price of any monitor.
That is not true.
Android versus iPhone for bad screen habits. Screens drain energy. Screens make me boring. Screens are deadly. Screens are unproductive 99% of the time. Screens make me unhappy. I use an iPhone. Does Android OS make it easier to kick bad screen habits, anyone? No, don't fall into the trap of buying new things to change behavior. Swapping phones won't dramatically change your life. You'll have a bunch of... Wow, I'm reading things that aren't there. You'll have a bunch of minor changes, but none that can dramatically change your daily habits better than you can yourself. Also, I read a comment being like, why are you drinking Fiji water?
Fiji.
That, you know, it's bad for the environment. I've been drinking out of this same Fiji water bottle for months. There you go. I'm absolved from any questions. I can drink out of this water bottle if I want.
You got knocked the
I feel like you're vilifying screens a little bit too much. You're blaming an external thing on an internal problem. Instead, kind of look within yourself and try to figure out why you have such a nervous tick to check your screen all the time. It's a bit of an escape. So try to figure out what feelings are you trying to escape from. That will involve sitting still and seeing what feelings come up, and then trying to address those feelings. Once again, a little bit woo-woo, but that is like the remedy for any compulsive behavior. You're only using it compulsively because you don't want to feel whatever you're feeling. Try to be more proactive with solving whatever you're trying to run away from by using screens. But yeah, honestly, I don't think Android or iPhone will really make much of a difference. And I know that they have sort of screen timers on both of them. So you can give a password or like let your friend or sibling or something set a timer on your phone, and you can set certain screen time limits on certain apps. And I think Android and iPhone have that. I'm having a really hard time speaking English today. Outdoor Network History Channel. Like, this is probably better than the Outdoor Network. Outdoor Network History Channel? Outdoor Network History Channel. Lord help me with this one. You're just going through. Outdoor Network History Channel. I think I said Outdoor Network and then History Channel. Like, I think I said Outdoor Network, or is it History Channel? Like, that's what I meant to say. I don't think I actually thought there was Outdoor Network History Channel, but I do appreciate the meme. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I clicked on this earlier today and I realized that this guy, who I know very well, says, I lived with Joey for 3 years during school and he was my best man at my wedding. Ask me anything. And yes, he's just as hot IRL. Oh, thank you, dude. This is the face.
My face!
This is the face. I know this face very well. Okay, Hudson says, what year did you meet the Joey? Uni, let's call him Todd. 2014, first day of uni. He had hair then. Proof that Joey had hair, please. Todd sends this. Yeah, holy, that's a weird... I look like an Easter Island head.
Bruh.
What was the craziest thing you guys did? Todd says, start a YouTube channel that now has over 1 million subscribers. I still remember the early days. The grind to 1K was the hardest for Joey and took the most time. The breaks in between videos were long, ideas were half-baked, and sometimes didn't succeed at all. But I've always been impressed by Joey's ability to get back on the bike after he falls off, and obviously he got back on. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. It's all in your head at the end of the day.
It's all in my head. It's all in my head.
But besides that, I have all kinds of crazy stories. We were kids, we drank a lot and stayed up way too late, having way too much fun and somehow still finishing our studies. One memorable night involved a walk back to campus from the next town over, some train tracks over a highway, 2 encounters with the cops, and a bit too much beer. Dude, I remember that. That's crazy. I like to think we've grown since then. Maybe I'll have some other good ones if this gets on the show called Joey Answers Your Questions, the show. Yeah, dude, I always forget about that night. It's almost like I subconsciously erase it from my memory all the time, but that was hilarious. Maybe one day I will tell it. I don't condone binge drinking or anything like that. I feel like we didn't drink like that much that night, but what ensued afterwards with like the police and train tracks and stuff like that, we kind of like walked into a really bad situation. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. Wow, that's hot.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Coach Gotch says, thank you for doing this. Love the responses so far. How did you first meet Joey / first impressions? At what point did your friendship go from just buds to best man material? Oh, he's writing so much. This is epic. He says, first met when we were moving in, actually. We lived 2 doors down from each other on campus. I'm originally from the other side of the country, so it was a chance meeting of 2 dudes from other sides of the country that ended up being great friends, which I sorely needed at the time, not knowing a soul. First impressions, hockey jock that liked the Habs way too much. Still true. Yeah, that is very true. In fact, I'm missing the first period of the Habs game to make this video. That's a sacrifice I don't usually make, but I'm making it for you guys. We basically had classes together, played a lot of RuneScape and Modern Warfare 2, and hung out a ton early in our uni career, those formative years of a young person's life. We eventually lived together for a summer and our last few years on campus, and we are a great fit as roommates and as friends, being into similar stuff, tech, creative expression through media, gaming. I've never had a friend that's clicked quite the way we did. We were into similar things, but also so different, and I was always interested in how his brain worked a little differently than mine. Dude, I'm gonna tear up. Many long nights of conversations and dealing with the W's and L's of uni life together with studies, dating, friends, etc. After we graduated, I got married and he moved into a house in town, not far away. We live about 10 minutes away from each other and still hang out often. That's our abridged love story, I guess. That's so touching. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was beautiful.
You're the true ghostwriter of better ideas. Perhaps Joey has rubbed off on me. Never written a script myself, but I'd have a go. Joey, if you're ever feeling lazy, thanks for the compliment. You know, I could probably say it. It's Alex. Alex is such a good writer. His name's not Todd, it's Alex. There, I said it. I needed to get that off my chest. Will Joey notice me if I comment? Probably. That's the good question. Was Joey always a productive guy? Was he the cringe business type student that dressed formal to every lecture?
Ow. Ow.
Productivity guy? Absolutely. We had / have constant discussions about productivity methods and or theories, trying out weird new things. Our bout with trying ice cold showers was painful but fun, and generally trying to become better people. Life hacks are a huge draw for students. Cringe business student though? Hell no. Joey studied filmography. Productivity was his hobby and not for show. There's a time and place for formal wear, of course, but every lecturer is pushing it.
Ow. Ow!
It's fun reading these. I don't know if I'll go through all of them. I'll read all of them on my own time because I don't think all of these are going to make it into the show, but I'll definitely open a new tab so I can continue reading these because I really appreciate this, Alex. You're giving very thoughtful responses, and I miss you, dude. I'm glad we're going to hang out soon. Alex also helped me build my PC because as much as I like to think that I'm a tech junkie and I'm like super high tech and stuff, I need help, and Alex is like the best at it, best at tech. He's an IT consultant. He's the most big brain tech connoisseur / tech technician that I know. I clicked on this earlier and I had a good chuckle at this one, feeling kind of bad for our king. I know these posts are just for joking and that we want... Holy, I'm literally reading and I can't read. I'm inventing words that aren't there, and it's brutal. I know these posts are just for joking and that we actually all admire this man. I kind of feel bad for this dude. Joey's probably one of the most genuine and awesome dudes out there, and we just roasting him all the time. Lamau. Every time I see something, I find it funny, but feel kind of bad for Joey, haha, as if we're not showing how much we appreciate him. Love you, bro, and don't ever take a banter or comment too seriously. You the best. I feel like he may be the kind of guy who gets the humor, though, and knows that the roasting comes from a place of respect. We just want to make our king laugh. And the only things that do are the self-deprecating memes. Yeah, dude, like, honestly, this is all natural selection. You guys with the positive memes and stuff like that are just positivity aren't making me laugh, and the fact that you guys are roasting me ruthlessly and I'm cracking up just goes to show that it's like these are the only memes that are surviving because they're the ones I'm actually laughing at. So yeah, keep on roasting me, have absolutely zero ruth, and lay it on me. I've got thick skin and I honestly find it hilarious. So do not worry one bit, pizza slut. I'm sorry, but someone had to do it. There we go. This is the meme that I want. Please just join the damn subreddit. Mr. Clean, multi-purpose meme, original fresh. This is what we want. You're not sorry and you know it. Yeah, this is the good shit. You know, this is like banner material. We can like switch up the banner on a regular basis. You know, this one is great, but it's had its tenure. It's had its time, but we can get an update and we can just like keep it fresh all the time, you know? So yeah, maybe someone can go ham and create that, but as a banner. When Joey watches Nathaniel Drew's newest video about his hair loss. It's true. I don't understand why this picture, but it's pretty funny. How to be miserable for the rest of your life hits me harder than I thought. Yes. Thank you guys. I'm glad you liked this video. Am I using the subreddit correctly? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the show called Joey Answers Your Questions, the show. Questions, the show, 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 the show. That's epic. You know what? I feel like Demetrios deserves a lot of respect for just like all of these unique titles. I didn't tell him to do that. He just does like these unique title plates for Joey Answers Your Questions, the show, with each video. And I think it's just like so cool. The fact that you guys are montaging it, it's even cooler. That's it. This episode has gone on way too long and Demetrios is going to kill me because now he has so much more shit to edit. And I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Thanks so much for watching the show called Joey Answers Your Questions, the show. I'm going to watch my Habs game now. I'm going to send this footage to Demetrios. But if you're bad at Photoshop, you have no sense of humor, and you like roasting me, join the subreddit and post your shitty memes. And ultimately, just have a great time doing that. And if you have questions, comment on this video down below, and I will answer your questions in the next show. That's how it works around here. Other than that, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. And, well, yeah.